Hello everyone, welcome back to the second part. The temple bell faded into soft echoes. The sky turned golden and petals drifted down like blessings. Taehyung and Jungkook stood side by side, hands intertwined, hearts finally calm after the storm. The second wedding had ended beautifully, not grand, but full of meaning. This time, every word, every glance, every touch held love they had once been too afraid to show. That evening, the Jian family mansion glowed with soft lantern and laughter. The servants congratulated them. Mrs. Jian teared up, seeing the smiles on both faces, and Jimin kept teasing them relentlessly. Jimin, so second wedding, huh? You two are setting some serious couple goals. He grinned, stealing a rice cake. Taehyung laughing. You had me to marry once first, Jimin. Jimin, touchy. Mrs. Jan smiling warmly. You both made me proud. I always knew you were meant for each other. I just didn't expect it to take 2 years and one misunderstanding. Jungkook grinning. We like to keep things dramatic, mother. Taeyang blushing. Speak for yourself. The laughter filled the room, chasing away the ghost of silence that once haunted their house. Later that evening, when everyone had gone to sleep, Jungkook and Taeyang sat on the veranda overlooking the garden. The moonlight bathed them in silver, and the sound of crickets played in the background. Taeyang leaned his head lightly on Jungkook's shoulder. The gesture shy but warm. Jungkook smiling softly. You used to sit here alone every night. Taeyang, I like the quiet. Jungkook, or maybe you were waiting for me to come talk to you. Taeyang teasing. Someone was too busy pretending not to care. Jungkook, I cared too much. That was the problem. They both clenched quietly. Silent followed. The kind that felt peaceful now, not painful. Taeyang, do you remember the first time after our marriage? Jungkook nodding. You were sitting exactly like this, staring at the stars. Taehyung, you offered me tea. I didn't even look at you properly. Jungkook, you were shy. Taehyung, I was scared. Jungkook turning to ask him, of me? Taehyung hesitated and nodding slightly. Taehyung, you were quite serious and I thought you didn't like me, Jungkook, and I thought you would never talk to me beyond politeness. Taehyung, we wasted so much time, Jungkook. Not wasted, just waiting for the right moment. He took things and gently, and now we have forever. Taehyung smiled faintly, his eyes glittering in the moonlight. The days had followed were different. The mansion, once echoing with formal silence, now felt alive. Taehyung began leaving small notes for Jungkook before he left for work. Have breakfast before leaving. Don't forget your umbrella. Sometimes even a doodle of the bunny and a beer. Jungkook in return started sending texts during the day. I miss you already. Let's talk about after dinner. Stop thinking too much. I love you. At first, they would blush reading them. Then he started replying, I'm not thinking too much. Come home early. Their love grew quiet like flowers after rain. One evening, heavy rain poured down over the mansion. Jungkook returned early, drenched from head to toe. Despite carrying an umbrella, Taehyung hurried to the door. Eyes wide, Taehyung, you are soaked. Why didn't you wait for the driver, Jungkook? Because someone said come home early, so I ran. Taehyung frowned. You will catch a cold. He grabbed a towel and began drying Jungkook's hair. The moment hurried and nervous. Jungkook watched him silently, the way Taehyung's brows frowned, the way he avoids the gaze when he blushed. Jungkook softly, you care too much, Taehyung. Someone has to. Jungkook then don't ever stop. Taehyung looked up at him, eyes soft, heart fluttering. For a moment, the world outside disappeared, only the rain tapping gently on the roof and the warmth between them, the quiet rhythm of breath. Jungkook, you still think I don't love you enough? Taehyung is smiling faintly. I never thought that I was just scared to believe. Taehyung, Jungkook, then believe now. Taehyung nodded, his eyes misty. Taehyung, I do. A few weeks later, Jimin visited again, bringing with him Namjoon and Mrs. Jian's favorite sweets. Jimin saw her age married life. Ranto, Taehyung, smiling shyly, peaceful. Jungkook grinning, perfect. Jimin, perfect. You mean you stopped burning pancakes? Jungkook, I have improved. Taehyung, he still burns half of them. Jimin, of course he does. The laughter echoes through the house again. Even Mrs. Jian joined in, happy turns shining in her eyes. You see, watched her son and son-in-law. Mrs. Jian is smiling. This house feels like a home again, Namjoon. Love does that. That night, after everyone left, Taehyung and Jungkook lay side by side, talking quietly in the dark. The rain had returned light and gentle, and the sound filled the silence. Taehyung, do you ever think about what you have would have happened if I didn't hurt you that day? Jungkook, I would have surprised you with the ring and made you cry anyway. Taehyung laughing softly. Maybe it was meant to be happen. Jungkook, what was? Taehyung, the misunderstanding, it broke us, but it also made us talk. Really talk, I think we needed that. Jungkook is smiling. Then I'm glad it happened because now I know exactly how much I never wanted to lose you. Taehyung's heart swelled. He turned on his side, resting his hand on Jungkook's chest, feeling the steady heartbeat beneath. Taehyung, promise me one thing, Jungkook, anything. Taehyung, if something hurts or feels wrong, we talk. No silence, no running away. Jungkook promise. He lashed their fingers together. No more silence between us ever. Time escaped. 2 months later, the morning sun filled with bedroom with warmth. Taehyung was sitting by in the mirror, combing his hair, humming softly. Jungkook leaned against the doorway, watching while with a smile. Jungkook, you look happy. Taehyung is smiling. I am. Jungkook, you hum only when you are really happy. Taehyung, you notice too much. Jungkook, only you. Taehyung blurred, sitting down the comb. He turned to him. Taehyung, you are home early again. Jungkook, I didn't want to miss breakfast with you. He walked closer, wrapping an arm gently around Taehyung. Jungkook, you have made this house a peace place I never want to leave. Taehyung, it's not the house, it's us. They stood like that for a while. The morning light reflected in the mirror, two people who had found love not once but twice in the same lifetime. That evening, Mrs. Yan noticed something different about Taehyung. He was pale and quiet during dinner. Mrs. Yan, Taehyung, are you feeling unwell? Taehyung was smiling faintly, just a little tired. Mother, Jungkook looking at him with concern. Jungkook, you have keep Taehyung, no, it's not that. I have just been feeling strange lately. Mrs. Yan teasing his smile. Strange? What kind of strange things? Cheeks flushed red, he hesitated before. Taehyung, the doctor said I might be pregnant. The entire table went silent. Jungkook froze, thinking rapidly, unsure if he had heard correct. Jungkook what? Taehyung embarrassed laugh. I said I might be Jungkook pregnant. He stood up, eyes wide, voice trembling with disbelief and joy. Hey, really? Taehyung? Yes, really. Jungkook's face broke into the brightest smile Taehyung had ever seen. He rushed to him, holding his hands tightly. Jungkook, you're serious? You're not joking, Taehyung, laughing through tears and serious Mrs. Jan clapping her hands. Oh my god, that's the best news I have ever heard, Jimin. Who happened? Jimin, wait, what? You are having a baby? He hugged him so tightly that Jungkook had to pull him away. Yeah, careful, don't excuse him. Taehyung laughing, I'm fine. Jungkook couldn't stop smiling. He kneeled down in front of Taehyung, placing a gentle hand on his stomach. Jungkook, thank you for giving me everything I never knew I needed. Taehyung's eyes soft and tears forming again. Taehyung, you give me everything first. A home, love, and now a family. Jungkook looked up at him, eyes full of awe. Jungkook, I'll protect both of you with my life. Mrs. Jan is smiling fondly. That's what your father said to me when I was expecting you. Jungkook, history repeats. Beautifully, Jimin sniffled dramatically. Jimin, I'm going to cry. Namjoon teasing, you are already crying. The room filled with laughter and joy. Even the servants smiled. Months later, the mason bloomed again. White blossoms and golden sunlight filled the garden. Things sat under the willow tree, reading the belly slightly round now. Jungkook came carrying the tray with Jungkook. You should rest no more. Them, I'm resting. Jungkook reading doesn't count as resting. Them, then sit with me and make it resting. Jungkook laughed. Sitting beside him, he placed a gentle hand over Them's belly, feeling the faint movement beneath. Jungkook softly, you are getting grow. You are already growing so fast. Then he will be like you, restless Jungkook are like you, calm and beautiful. Them smiling. Beautiful doesn't sound very wise. Jungkook, then we will call him beautiful. Anyway, they both laughed quietly, their fingers intertwined. The wind carried the scent of flowers and the sound of temple bells echoed softly in the distance, the same bells that had them. Do you still think about that misunderstanding, Jungkook? Sometimes it reminds me how close I was to losing you, Taehyung, but you didn't. Jungkook kissing his hand gently, and I never will. They sat together as the sky turned orange and pink. Two hearts that had once been strangers under duty now beat as one, not perfect, not without scars, but strong and whole. And somewhere in the quiet wind, things parents' voices seems to whisper their blessing. We have kept your promise, our son, to live. The first snow of the year had begun to fall over John Manson, blanking the garden in soft white. The air smelled of pine and warmth, the kind that only came from the house full of love. Inside things sat by the fireplace, wrapped in a woolen blanket, his belly grown noticeable round now, and his cheeks glowed with soft color. The faint crack of the fire filled the silence along with the occasional hum that left his lips as he knitted a tiny baby head. The door slid open quietly. Jungkook stepped in, holding a tray with soup and warm milk. Jungkook gently, I told you to call me if you were cold. He placed the you shouldn't sit this close to the fire. Then smiling, you worry too much, Jungkook. I am supposed to. My husband is carrying our baby. Then clenching, and the baby is fine. He kicks whenever he hears your voice. Jungkook's eyes light up. He knelt beside Taehyung, placed his palm over his rounded belly, waiting. A faint movement greeted him, and he froze, smiling in disbelief every single time. Jungkook, there it is. He is saying hi. Them are telling you to stop talking so much. Jungkook grinning. He's definitely your child. Taeyang laughed. His eyes soft and kind of laughter that made Jungkook's chest touch with love. It still amazed him how far they had come from that painful silence months ago to the quiet paradise of their shared smile and growing dreams. Every morning had become a small ritual. Jungkook would wake up before dawn, drawn, prepare breakfast quietly, and make sure everything Taehyung needed was ready. His vitamins, his warm tea, even his favorite blanket on the veranda. This morning was no different. Taehyung walking in sleepy. You are up before Jungkook. The sun can't cook for you. Taehyung, neither should you. You have work. Jungkook is smiling. I had you. That's my work now. Taehyung rolled at his eyes, but he smiled sitting down as Jungkook placed a ball in front of him. Jungkook, eat slowly. You have to finish everything. Taehyung, you are worse than Mrs. Yanna. Jungkook, she trained me. He watched as Taehyung ate quietly, occasionally sneaking glances at Jungkook. His heart still fluttered every time Jungkook smiled or blushed. Brushed his hand gently over his shoulder. He had never known love could be this soft like sunlight spilling quietly through the window. That afternoon, Jimin visited with shopping bags full of baby clothes. Jimin excitedly, look, I found the cutest onesies ever. He pulled out a tiny brown outfit and bunny ears. Tell me, your baby wouldn't be the most adorable thing in the world? Taehyung laughing, he will look like a tiny cookie in that. Jimin exactly. Jungkook walked in just then, holding a tray of food in front. Jungkook, you two are sitting too close to the window. It's cold. Jimin, relax, Mr. Bodyguard. The window is closed. Jungkook is still too cold. Taehyung teasing, you are becoming impossible. Jungkook, you said that yesterday too, Jimin, and the day before that. Jungkook sighed dramatically, but his eyes softened when he looked at Taehyung. Jungkook, I can't help it. Every time you swear, my heart stops. Taehyung smiling gently. Then maybe stop watching me every second. Jungkook, impossible. Jimin is nodding. I will leave before you two start acting like a drama scene again. Taehyung, you started the drama, Jimin, and I'm ending it. He hugged Taehyung carefully before leaving. Take care, Mama Tae. As soon as Jimin left, Jungkook walked over and took a Taehyung blanket again, sighing. Taehyung playfully, you know, he is right. You have become overprotective. Jungkook, you're carrying a child. I am supposed to protect you. Taehyung teasing, even from here. Jungkook, if I could, yes. Taehyung laughed, leaned against him. Jungkook wrapped his arm around him, resting his chin on Taehyung's shoulders, and the room filled with the expect of soft tickling of the clock. One night, Jungkook woke up to find Taehyung sitting on the edge of the bed, staring at the moon through the window. Jungkook's sleepy voice, Hey, what's wrong? Taehyung softly, nothing. I just couldn't sleep. Jungkook got up, sat behind him, and wrapped his arm around Taehyung's waist carefully. Jungkook, you have been restless lately, Taehyung. I kept thinking, will I be a good parent? What if I make mistake? What if Jungkook stop? He tightened his hold slightly, voice soft but steady. You already love this baby more than anything. That's what makes you the best parent. Taehyung whispering, you are too good to me. Jungkook, no, I am just giving you the same love you gave me when I didn't deserve it. Taehyung turned slightly, meeting Jungkook's eyes. Taehyung, you always deserve it. I just needed to tell you sooner, Jungkook. You told me at the perfect time. They stayed like that until Taehyung's breathing slowed, his head resting against Jungkook's chest. Jungkook kissed the top of his head, whispering, Jungkook, sleep, my love. I'm right here. A few weeks later, Jungkook came home early than usual. Taehyung was sitting on the porch watching the sunset. The air was filled with soft accent of spring. Jungkook sitting beside him. What are you thinking about, Taehyung? About how quiet everything is, Jungkook. You don't like quiet thing. I do, but I know once the baby came, it wouldn't be quiet anymore. Jungkook clenched. Jungkook, then I will never complain about noise again. Taehyung suddenly flinched and gasped. Jungkook worried. What happened, Taehyung? Eyes wide, smiling, he kicked. Jungkook froze. Jungkook, really? Taehyung, here, feel it. He grabbed Jungkook's hand and placed it on his stomach. They waited for a second and then there it was again. A tiny, unmistakable moment. Jungkook's eyes filled with tears. Jungkook, that's our baby. Taehyung softly, he heard you. Jungkook laughed through tears, resting his forehead against Taehyung's shoulders. Jungkook, I can't believe this. I can't believe how lucky I am. Taehyung, we are both lucky. Jungkook, I will never let either of you feel alone ever. Taehyung is smiling. I know Mrs. Yan soon began visiting almost daily, bringing food and herbs, fussing over things just like Jungkook did. Mrs. Yan, Taehyung, you need to rest more. Don't walk around too much. Taehyung laughing, mother, I'm fine. Mrs. Yan, you said that yesterday, Jungkook. How now you know where I learned it from. Mrs. Jian is smiling proudly. Mrs. Jian, you are both glowing. Your father would have been proud. Things smile softened. I think about my parents a lot these days. I wish they could see this. Mrs. Jian gently. They can, my dear. They are watching and smiling. The room felt quite warm and full of love. One day, Jungkook brought them to a newly decorated room. Soft petal walls, white curtains, and a tiny crib. Taehyung covering his mouth. You did all this, Jungkook. Every night after you fall asleep, Taehyung. Jungkook. I wanted it to be ready when our baby arrives. Taehyung walked around, slowly touching the big toys and little frames. The small embroidered blanket with the words "Our miracle." Damn TDS, you have thought of everything, Jungkook. I just wanted him to have what we never had. Love from the very beginning. Taehyung turned to him, eyes simmering. Taehyung, you already had that because he has you, Jungkook, and you. And they smiled through tears, standing in the middle of room that symbolized their new beginning, not just as lovers but as parents. That night before bed, Jungkook blushed. Bruce thanked her gently as he rested against his chest. Jungkook, you have changed me, you know. Thanks, Sleepy smiled for the better. I hope, Jungkook, for the best. You taught me that love doesn't need grand words, just quiet care like you always give. Taehyung, and you taught me that I deserve to be loved too. Jungkook whispering, you deserve the world. He kissed Taehyung's forehead softly and whispered again, Jungkook, no more misunderstanding, no more silence, just us. Taehyung is smiling, eyes closed, smiling, just us. Months later, a bright spring morning, the sound of a baby's cry filled the mansion. Tears rolled down Jungkook's cheeks as he held the tiny bottle wrapped in the white clothes. Taehyung lay in the bed, exhausted but smiling softly, full of peace. Jungkook was trembling. He is perfect. Taehyung, we can smile. Of course, he is ours. Jungkook sat beside him, gently placing the boy in Taehyung's arms. Jungkook, welcome home, little one. Taehyung looked at both of them, his husband, his child, his world, and whispered softly to him, thank you for this life. Jungkook was smiling through tears. No, thank you for loving me twice. The wind outside carried the scent of blooming flowers. They smell the small same bells that once rang in their wedding now seems to sing again, this time for a family born out of love, forgiveness, and forever. The end. How was it? Comment me down. I will be back soon. Until then, take care of yourself. Also, please let me know about this. How I can become your friend, like a close one. I need someone. Okay, comment me. Bye bye.